welcome to Let's Play Gran Turismo 3, episode 43. Okay, so we have just one more A-license event we need to get through, and well, obviously, that is the amateur Altezza race. And officially this time, I have made sure to see if my microphone is on, and obviously, the thing does tell me if it's on or not, fortunately. And officially, after winning Tourist Trophy, it's now looking like I'm willing to keep the momentum going, so let's do that. And officially, I've already decided on which car I'm using, so heading over to the car dealership because I have the money. Gonna head over to Toyota because that's obviously where it is. And well, this is the car I want to use. The Toyota Altezza AS200. Also known as the Lexus IS. If you play either the PAL or NTSC versions of the game, and we have quite a few colours to choose from here, but obviously I'm going to go for the one which suits this thing the most, and that's green, and so yeah, let's get this thing in green. And obviously, I'm also going to put on the same rims that I put on the Altezza, which is basically these ones. And now, let's go and get some tuning done, because that is compulsory. And now of course the game shall cue the music. Also going to put on racing exhaust because, well, obviously that's compulsory, and not going to put on any engine tuning because that'll just be a waste of money, so not going to do that. And maximum it gives me, nah, I won't do that. I'm pretty sure the turbo will give me higher than that. So going to put on stage 2 turbo because that's pretty much mandatory. I'm also going to buy the stage 3 turbo kits just in case, and now it's time for us to get ourselves the sport tyres, and now we can officially put on the weight reduction, as I do so appropriately. Well, may not necessarily be appropriately, but, you know, it's still something I can do to essentially retain my trademark. Anyways, let's now head over to our last A-license event in this game, which, as you would expect, is a championship event, because obviously 5 races, as we are going to Deep Forest, Route 11, Grand Valley, Tokyo and Monaco to finish off. So 10 grand for a win, obviously 5 grand for third, and 1 grand for third and 5 grand for second. Unfortunately, unlike with the beginner Altezza race, this event actually has reasonable payouts. And these are the cars allowed to enter. Obviously, I've got the Lexus, and the other 2 we can use are either the Altezza RS200 or the Altezza race car. And yeah, let's get going with race 1 of the amateur Altezza race before I go off on a rant again. So here we are. A field of Altezza RS200s, and meanwhile I am pretty much the only Lexus in the field. And my TV is glitching again. I hope it doesn't cause too many problems for this championship, but anyways, let's do this. The start of the amateur Altezza race, and where I'm hoping I have enough power on this thing to hopefully win the championship. And as I expected, getting wheel spin off the start, and already looking like I over-revved. But officially, here we go, as my TV is still continuing to glitch, and unsurprisingly, I don't like it. So here we go, 1 Lexus and 5 Toyota Altezzas. Can I beat them all? We shall wait and see, because I would imagine they definitely have some tuning on, like they did in the beginner league. But yeah, I mean the reason why I went for the Altezza in the beginner league is simply because, well, obviously I didn't have enough money to purchase the Lexus and do all the fucking tuning, so that's why I decided now was probably the best time to do it. And my TV is still constantly glitching at the moment, looking like it could probably go off at any second. I'm hoping it does not do that, however. And I think I went a little bit too wide there through the corner, but still able to hold on to the 3rd position regardless, and already going for a dive down the inside of the hairpin, getting a little bit of oversteer but managing to correct it, and looks like I over-revved just a little bit there on the bump, but does not look like there are any suppressing issues, and down the inside I go, and already taken the lead. In pretty much the middle of the 2nd lap. And all I have to do now is stay on the defense, which is exactly what I am managing to do successfully at the moment. But knowing these AI, they probably will try and catch me off guard so they can pull off a pass. I mean, that's just the nature of rubber banding in this game. They'll literally be doing whatever the fucking hell it takes to get past me, and at the moment I have no challenges, and I think I've just noticed this thing is only a 4th speed. Although, fortunately, since we aren't going to test course in this championship, obviously, to me that is not a problem. Because obviously the Altezzas are 6 speed and I am only a 4 speed in terms of transmission. I'm just hoping that with the amount of tuning I've done to this thing, I officially have enough to hopefully win the championship. And nobody has officially gone for green, surprisingly, but again, it doesn't matter because I'm leading this first race. And I went too wide into the corner. And yep, okay, this thing is 4 speed. Fortunately, however, speed is not a concern, and it looks like up to this point I've pretty much stretched my legs to hold on to the lead ahead of the red Toyota, who I believe is still currently running in 2nd, and I've really stretched my legs out now because I'm now more than 2 seconds clear of the second placed runner, who I'm pretty certain will probably beat me, knowing how much more competent the AI are at Route 11 in comparison to the player, because Route 11 appears to be one of their, stronger tracks. Oh shit, I cut the corner. Was not meaning to do that. Anyways, final lap here at Deep Forest. And yep, that margin has definitely built up. Anyways, let us try and see if we can locate any possibilities for success. And as of which at the moment, I've really got the elbows out between myself and these AI, because I'm now less than 4.5 seconds clear of this AI. I would pretty much say at the moment the top 3 are pretty much running single file, so nobody's actually challenging for positions right now. Meanwhile, for me, I am just continuing to pull away. And that margin tells you right there, I am pretty much 5 seconds clear of the rest of the field as we now head through the final corner. Braking early so I don't cut the corner this time, and heading up to the start finish line, and I set a new fastest lap in the process. There we go. I win race 1 by 5.1 seconds over red. Then it was grey in 3rd, followed by white. Silver finished in 5th, and then at the back it was blue. Also, I pretty much dominated that race once I took the lead on the second lap. I just continued to pull away once I took the lead, basically. But there we are, that was race 1, and already I have a 4-point margin to the nearest Toyota. So this is basically a battle of Lexus versus Toyota. Who will win? Hopefully it will be me. Anyways, 10 grand for winning, and officially I won't save it here. I'll wait until we get further along. So yeah, also I should probably mention that for each of these races they have a different number of laps, which is one thing I should probably note, because, well, the first race was 5 laps, this one is 4 laps, then I think the next one is 4 laps, then Tokyo is 5 laps, and then Monaco is basically 7 laps. But anyways, let's get on with race 2 and hope that I am not too far off the pace, because I'm pretty certain this is probably the course where the AI will beat me, because they've done it numerous times before, and I'm pretty confident in saying they'll probably do it again, because the AI appear to be more competent around this circuit than the player. Because these AI, they can definitely drive this course harder than the player can, and I don't just mean myself. Although obviously it depends on what your motor is when it comes to racing the AI in this game, and already they are not letting me pass. Why am I not surprised? And I've still not made an overtake yet. And I'm trying to go for a move round the outside. It is still not paying off, but got a stronger exit and hoping to take 5th position. Indeed I do. heading through this rather tight chicane, and now I'm currently 2.5 seconds behind the leader. But at least I can say I'm not in last anymore. And obviously, I am going to treat this course fairly. I'm not going to use the walls to try and win, because I'm pretty certain these AI have basically got me beat on pure pace, and White is just being a real arsehole right now, because he's just wanting me to just go straight into a wall, and I'm not going to let that happen. But at the moment, I'm not doing very well, because I'm running in 5th, and oddly enough, I honestly don't know if I'm going to manage to get myself up into the 2nd position at the end of the race. Because these AI at the moment are looking pretty pacey. Although in saying that, I am closing up. Maybe I can possibly get a tow or a draft. Hopefully I will not hit the rev limiter before we get up to turn 1. And... oh, damn it! I did not mean to do that. That just happened. But I really had to force my way up into the 4th position. And my TV is still continuing to glitch at the moment, and oh, fuck you. There, stay off my ass, you arsehole. Don't even think about it. They still did it anyway. Just piss off already. Already, just go and fuck yourselves. Just stop trying to wreck me, okay? Okay, just go away from my car. I'm only trying to race clean. And at the moment, cleaner's not really doing anything because I'm still running in 4th. I mean, sometimes I do get aggressive with these AI because, well, sometimes I have to, but other times I just try to race them clean. I mean, I do get the elbows out. I also try to see if there's any passing points, and if there is one, then obviously I will take it, and hopefully if it's possible, if I can work for it and everything goes rightfully, then maybe I can possibly fight for the lead. But I doubt that's going to be the case, because these AI on pure pace alone have pretty much got me beat. But fortunately, I am able to close up on the final sector. At least in terms of getting up to speed down the front stretch. And diving down the inside we go. And still hitting the wall in the process, but not hitting it as hard as the AI did. And I'm now up into 2nd. Whilst my TV is still continuing to glitch out and basically just trying to burn my eyes. Can you just fuck off? Please? Do I literally have to spell it out for you? These AI are not willing to give an inch, basically. And all I'm really trying to do at the moment is just run the racing line. Because even if I'm trying not to wreck them, they're still wanting to wreck me anyway, regardless of how clean I race them. And I know tapping me once or twice, that's basically no harm, no foul, but doing it constantly, that is worthy of a penalty. If you're really willing to put that much intimidation on me. And possibly create some animosity in the air. Anyways, I think I'm just ranting right now, but at the very least, I am managing to stay close to the leader, which is one thing I didn't think I was going to do when I started this championship, at least when it came down to this race. But anyways, we are now moving on to the the fourth and final lap here at Route 11, and oddly enough, I am able to close up on them on the front stretch, because they don't seem as pacey down the front stretch as they do through the corners. And this could be an opportunity for the lead, and I have officially taken it. Because basically the only lap that matters for leading is the final lap. Because that is how you get to victory. And also furthermore, I did that pass cleanly. Which, oddly enough, is the one thing these AI have not been treating me all race long. They've not been racing me clean. Although fortunately, at least, this isn't NASCAR. At Daytona or Talladega, where you're basically just wanting to wreck someone every time you either enter a corner, go for a pass, or try to basically go 3 or 4 wide through the corners. Because that's basically when you know for sure there is going to be a wreck, or in other words, a multi-car crash, or as they would call it, the big one. Can you just go fuck yourself? I didn't even come near to you. You still ended up wrecking me, fucker. And diving down the inside. Had to give him a little bit of payback there, because he still had to wreck me even though I was nowhere near his front or rear bumper. He still wrecked me anyway, as I expected him to do. But anyways, through the final corner we go. Hopefully this will not be a distraction, and officially coming up to the line now, and surprisingly I am going to win at Route 11, which was very much the W I was not expecting. And in the end of that I won by 1.8 seconds. Over grey, then it was silver in third, followed by red in fourth, blue finished in fifth, and then at the back it was white. And yes, I am calling these cars by colour, because obviously all of them are basically the same model. So I've got 2 wins behind me, and hopefully I can make it 3 out of 5 at the very least, possibly 4 out of 5 at the most. But anyways, I'm now pretty much double the points margin of the second placed runner, and red has now fallen down to third, silver moved up to fourth, white is still in fifth, and also blue is still at the back, but 2 wins behind me, and officially... Oh what, yeah. I'll save this replay, because I don't think I have one here at Route 11 yet, so I think I will do that. Just saving the replay, and let's now move on to race number 3, which is also pretty much the halfway point of the championship. And it takes place at Gran Valley, where we are also driving 4 laps. So let's get on with this before I start ranting again. Considering I'm pretty much running the same rims that I ran with the Altezza in the Beginner League Altezza Championship, and I think these are meant to be Ankai rims, methinks. But officially, I'm now pretty much slotting through, as we were 3 wide coming off the corner, but in spite of the 3 abreast formation, I'm now already moving myself up through the pack. And downshifting a little bit early there, but managing to stick to the inside line, and as I expected, this AI would choke, and surprisingly it's now white that has moved up into the second position briefly, as red is moving down and has now lost 2 positions. But officially the Lexus leads, it is white in second, then silver in third, red is fourth, although red is now moving back up to third as I say that. Then it's grey in fifth, and then at the back is still blue. But officially, at the moment, we are doing very well indeed. So I now have a second over the white Altezza, and fortunately for me at least, these AI are causing no such problems that they were causing at Route 11. Everyone appears to be racing clean at the moment, because obviously this is a road course and not a city course, and officially, as my TV is still continuing to glitch, although having no such problems at the moment. I now officially have pretty much a 1.5 second cushion. And I don't think it's going to be until after Tokyo if we know for sure that I will win the championship or not. Because I think you basically need 36 points at the very least in the 5 race championships in order to officially win the championships. And at the moment, things are going a lot better than I expected them to be, because I would have almost thought for sure this AI would be right on my ass, but apparently not the case at the moment. Although obviously, this is another track where the player has the advantage over the AI, so essentially the AI don't seem to be as high on competency at Gran Valley as they might be at other circuits. And one of the circuits where the AI do have the advantage is basically Seattle reverse, but fortunately we're not going to Seattle. Considering the only other course we are officially going to in this championship, besides Tokyo, is Monaco, which are the 2 races left. And at the moment, things are going very well for the Lexus, as I am now continuing to extend my interval once again. And it looks like white up to this point has definitely built up a margin to the rest of these AI, and I am going off course. Literally driving into the grass. Anyways, starting the 3rd lap now, and officially I am now pretty much 3.1 seconds clear of the nearest Altezza, as both of us have built up an interval to the rest of these AI at the moment. So neither of us are being challenged for our positions. Doesn't look like there's any jostling of any sort going on at the moment, and everyone is pretty much single file abreast, is what me thinks. And it looks like at the moment this is probably the way it will stay. I know this might be boring to you as the viewers, but obviously I do have a good car, and obviously I figured, of course, this tuning had to be compulsory if I was going to win 4 out of 5 races. Although, if I do manage to win in Tokyo, it will pretty much be a clean sweep. Because again, Tokyo is another circuit where the AI have been more favourable than the player. But again, I am hoping that I do manage to put myself in the driving seat of maybe trying to see if I can possibly go for the win. Because Tokyo has pretty much been a 50-50 circuit for me personally, because, well, there have been times where the circuit has favoured me, and there have also been times where the circuit has favoured the AI. And though, you know, I'm not just saying that to be periodic, I am actually being serious, but anyways, final lap, as I set another new personal best, and I'm now 5 seconds clear of white, and it looks like this is very much going to be another rendezvous to victory. And I will officially now have 30 points to my name, as I am still continuing to extend my lead. As we now head down through this hairpin turn, and up these slightly banked uphill corners, and heading through the tunnel now for the final time here at Gran Valley. As we have now just surpassed the first tunnel, and now heading through the second tunnel, right before the bridge. And then following this we have the third tunnel. As we are now just under 6 seconds clear of this AI, and I've got to scratch my nose once I'm done with this, but pretty certain it won't take these AI too long to finish. But officially, we are now heading through the final corner, touching the grass a little bit there, trying not to head for pit road, and across the line. It is 3 out of 5 wins to the Lexus over the Toyotas. So white finished in second, then it was silver in third, followed by red, blue finished in fifth, and then at the back was grey. So the results of these AI at the moment are just constantly changing, is what me thinks, and that's definitely going to move white up in terms of his position in the championship overall. But officially, that is now 3 races down, and I now have an 18 point advantage over red. Then it's grey in third, and white is now tied for fourth with silver, and at the back with 5 points is still blue. So I am nearly pretty much 3 times the score of this AI. But anyways, that was race 3, and we still have 2 races to go, so let's now head over to Tokyo. And I'm just gonna get this over with, as my TV is still continuing to glitch. Hoping it does not become a serious problem, considering how old my TV is. But fortunately it is a HD TV, it's just, you know, It's just an old HD TV. Considering there are TVs nowadays that have 4K quality, or at least if you're watching this in 2021 they have 4K quality, but you might offer me the highest quality I can get on this TV is basically 1080 in terms of progressive scan. And my TV is still doing weird things at the moment that I don't like. As I expected, I am on the back foot compared to these AI. Unfortunately, because the positions keep constantly keep changing, obviously, that's not really excuse me. That's really not too much of a problem for me, because obviously I've already won 3 races so far, and I'm pretty certain it won't be too long before I clinch the championship, because all I really need is 2 points to be mathematically confirmed as the champion. So that obviously, no matter what the hell these AI do in the final race, I've already got the championship wrapped up. In other words, I've got it clinched. Officially, I'm now starting to move up by the beneficiary of my car being more superior in the final section of the lap. Alright, now we can start lap 2, and close to reaching top speed, but not going to before I step on the brakes, and I'm now pretty much cleared of the 6th place car, and obviously had to keep my foot off the throttle so I didn't go into the Armco. And tyres are literally squealing at the moment as we head through that very wide hairpin turn, but fortunately I'm currently in 5th, and as soon as we get down to the final sector I might be able to move up in terms of my position, although a win at the moment seems unlikely, because as I predicted, these AI seem to have the advantage of me in the first 2 sectors, and just managing to avoid scraping the outside concrete barrier, and White is trying to go for a move, but I shall not let him, and I didn't even go for the brakes there. I just literally lifted off the throttle, and then suddenly I just went straight into the wall. Because sometimes that outside wall is unavoidable, and there really isn't any other way you can take it. At least not in the early games, you know, the PS1 and the PS2 games in the series. And at the moment I am now, and I just reached top speed. Although fortunately, speed is not too much of a problem because we aren't racing at test course, and I am closing in on the leaders again, but I'm still not sure in knowing if I will or won't manage to win this. Although obviously I don't have to win this race because, well, mathematically at the moment I am confirmed as the champion already, because I will pretty much have a 12-point advantage over Red if he finishes this race in second. I will pretty much have either a 12 or 13 point advantage compared to these AI, because obviously that's basically by the default of me winning the first 3 races. And I'm pretty certain Monaco is probably going to be a guaranteed win, because player, if he is skilled around Monaco, obviously he will have the beneficiaries Monaco. And of course, I am significantly quicker than these AI through the final sector. That is one thing I can confirm for sure, and there are still the possibilities of this one being a clean sweep if I manage to overtake the second place runner and going down the inside, only inches away from the pit wall, and I just reached top speed again, but fortunately it doesn't matter because we're already at the end of the straightaway going through the corner, and I got a stronger exit there, made a little bit of contact there with what I think is the grey Altezza, but fortunately I am still engaged in the dogfight, and hopefully, if it is possible, I will manage to fend off for hopefully second place at the most. But dependent on knowing if I'll win this race or not, that remains a mystery, but at the moment I can at least say I am right where I need to be. I do not have to win every single race in order to be confirmed as the champion, because I'm right where I need to be. Also, furthermore, Monaco is basically a guaranteed win. At this point, I can pretty much confirm that, because these AI will literally just be wrecking each other. Around the southern France Mediterranean streets, and I would say between me and these AI, we are pretty much evenly split going through this course, because obviously I have the beneficiaries in the final sector, but yet the AI have the beneficiaries in the first and middle sectors, and not attempting any maneuvers this time, and going down the inside as I should do, and I now take the lead once again as we head through the 5th lap here in Tokyo. And there are now 3 cars battling for the lead, and Blue is trying to go for a maneuver down the inside, and a little bit of contact was made there, just a wee bit. Unfortunately, I'm still engaged in this fight, but obviously these AI appear to be stronger than me through the middle sector, but obviously there is a possibility I will get them back in the final sector, because, well, that's just something I can use to my advantage. Might as well clear that up, might as well, clear that up, and I'm not going to attempt any maneuvers through here, as we now head through into the hairpin turn, trying to avoid the inside polystyrene walls, and officially I am now up into the lead here in Tokyo, which is the one position I did not expect myself to be in. But it looks like it is going to be 4 victories in a row, and I won it by just over a second. And surprisingly in this race, it was Blue that finished in second this time. But officially, since I've won 4 out of 5 races, the championship is basically confirmed. And I'm pretty certain Monaco will probably be an easy win, because these AI will literally just be wrecking each other. Around the streets of Principality and Royalty. And wow, I have a 25-point lead over Grey. That's literally how dominant I've been in this championship. And we also have a tie for 5th as well, between Blue and Silver. But officially, I am definitely confirmed as the champion, because these results will never stay the same. And just in case, I'm obviously going to save the game, in case if I don't get a reasonable price car, or at least if I don't get a pink Vitz. And so, let's head over to the final race of the Altezza Championship, which is 7 laps around Monaco. I've still not learned the names of these corners, but I think the first one is Sandavor, as far as I know. But officially, I'm now heading up the hill and already making contact with the red Altezza. Now heading past the Hotel de Paris and into the Casino Square, as we now head downhill through to Mirabeau. Already, I'm proving to be quicker as I now dart myself down the inside of Lowe's hairpin and heading into the first and second portiers as I'm now switching apex through that right-hander and heading through the tunnel now. As we now head down into the harbour, through the harbour chicane, as we can see some pretty big yachts there, obviously from millionaires. Now heading through to back, and heading down through the pool section, because there is a swimming pool there with a diving board, and officially we now head through into Le Rascasse, the final corner of the lap here at Monaco, and there is the pit lane as we now head through Le Rascasse and onto completing lap 1. And already, as I expected, I'm pretty much dominating this event at the moment, because I am an astonishing 5.6 seconds clear of the nearest Altezza. I mean, the results have just constantly changed through pretty much every race, and I think I can pretty much guarantee up to this point that the championship is probably going to be a certain clean sweep. Anyways, as we now head through Lowe's hairpin now for the second time and into the portier section with these two about 90-degree right-handers clipping the inside wall, but obviously not pulling off a Senna, and officially heading through the tunnel. And I have now just remembered that is the Nouvelle chicane, as we now head down the harbour stretch with all the street lights and the trees, and through to back we go now for the second time. And these are the pool chicanes. Trying to keep my car off the wall, and officially I'm now just under pretty much 6.1 seconds clear of these AI, so continuing to extend my lead at the moment pretty much lap after lap, and now heading under the start finish line once again. I can now confirm that at this point, as long as I don't bottle it in a big way, I'm pretty certain that I will probably make this championship a clean sweep, so I'm sorry, I guess. Even though I'm not really that sorry, because, well, you know, obviously it's me doing all the winning, but, you know, I just figured I'd use the Laxus because I did say I was wanting to use this, and obviously I figured now, of course, was probably the time for me to do it, so I've decided I'll go with it. Anyways, no real point in pushing it at the moment. I'm just having a yawn. And I can also see the Monaco Mountains over there, along with the rest of the city itself, as I went way too deep into the Nouvelle Chicane. But it doesn't matter too much because I'm fairly certain I'll probably win this by a big margin. Because these AI don't seem to navigate these corners very well. Probably also the same with this course in general, is what me thinks. But officially, we are now onto lap 4. Obviously not really feeling the urgency of pushing this thing right now. And also furthermore, my stomach is rumbling again. Or so I can feel. But yeah, I'm getting around this course a lot better than these AI are doing at the moment. And at the moment, this could very well be the position that Blue is looking for to potentially take home either 5th or 4th position in the final standings. It's definitely going to be interesting to see how exactly the results will shuffle. And braking early this time so I do not get it wrong. At the chicane, now heading down the backstretch we go, past the millionaire super yachts once again, and I think those are winches, as we now head through the pool chicanes once again, and heading now go through the Roscas and tapping the wall, but no major damage was done there, and officially we now have just 3 laps to go. And I'm hoping that if I don't win a pink Vitz, then hopefully I will at least manage to get myself a reasonable prize car. At the moment, I'm just continuing to dominate, because I'm just literally decimating the field in this race. Simply by the default of these AI just not having the competency to get around this course, but yeah, at the moment, I'm just continuing to decimate the opposition. And it very much looks like, at the moment, this championship, on aggregate, is going to be a clean sweep. And I am hoping that I can manage to win a reasonable prize car at the very least. Alrighty then. So, heading up to the end of lap 5 now, keeping this thing in second gear so I don't spin the tyres. And officially, that is by how much I'm now dominating this thing. And also furthermore, I've been setting new PBs pretty much lap after lap, which is a further solidification of how much my decimation tactics are proving their worth, and that's a wall. Went a little bit too early there on the throttle, but managed to shift up into second gear early enough so that I don't spin the tyres, and I may have to pause recording if it's going to take the AI this long to finish the race, because that is literally how much I'm dominating this thing. So, I think it's fair to say that even if I do have a big crash at this point, and my controller is still running, that obviously I can pretty much guarantee this will probably be an easy W, is what me thinks. But officially, we now enter the Rascas 2, officially starting our 7th and final lap here at Monaco. And the sun is starting to pop out again outside my room. Unfortunately, I feel a lot cooler now since I've opened the windows. It's actually quite nice to feel a draft. But anyways, I'm now pretty much half a minute clear of these AI, and it is definitely going to be over that by the time this race is done. And still end up touching the wall anyway, because, well, that's what oversteer does, and officially we are now heading through the tunnel turn for the final time, and down to the Nouvelle chicane we go. Very much staying in control of this race and heading down the backstretch, which is essentially the harbour, and heading past the Bridgestone grandstand, was the Honda grandstand, and had to check up there because I was too close to the wall, and officially through the pool section now for the 7th and final time, and officially it is going to be a clean sweep of victories for the Lexus IS. So the Lexus IS has emerged victorious in all 5 races. And now we have to wait for the rest of the field to finish. So let's do that. Okay, everyone has officially managed to finish, and I won by 35 seconds in that race. I mean, that is true domination. I mean, I was expecting myself to win largely, but I did not expect myself to emerge victorious by that much. Well, I guess that's just what happens at Monaco. Anyways, these are your final point standings. So I won by an unsurmountable 32 points over red. Blue eventually wound up in 3rd, and then white and grey were tied for 4th with 16 points, and then at the back was silver with a total of 13 points. And that's what it was in the end, but anyways, it is now prize money and prize card time. So let's do that. And we get 30 grand as a result of this championship. Now let's see what prize card we get. Are we going to get something good? And yes we do! And we get the Altezza race car from this championship. Nice. Very nice. And so, there we go. Our last A-License event is now done, and officially, we now have pretty much all of the A-License events completed. All of them done and dusted. And officially, I do not have to go back and win any races. And, as a result of that, we are now 36.6% complete with the game, in comparison to when it was previously 35.4%, but that's by the by. And win ratio still pretty much stabilised at the moment, as I now have 133 wins. And this is our prize car, the Toyota Altezza LM race car, later known as the Altezza touring car, as they rebranded it after this game. And also, furthermore, this thing has about 600 horsepower, but in the later games it basically has, well, less than 450, but yeah. This is the Altezza LM race car, the car which notably succeeded the Altezza LM edition from Gran Turismo 2. And yeah, okay. And so, officially, that is now all of the A-License events done. And next time we shall be starting our first International B-License event. So with that, stay tuned for more of Gran Turismo 3.